Hello YouTube. Today we are doing a mod showcase on the Quark mod. That is right, it's a pretty big one, so strap yourselves in. And today I'm accompanied by Misi. Say hello. Yes. We are going to go over the Quark mod, which has a ton of things to go over. So one of the things that the Quark mod introduces is the custom bookshelves, and these bookshelves are, as you may have guessed, are bookshelves that are of all the different wood types. So each wood type has its own represented bookshelf type, and as such they are one bookshelf for each block type. We have spruce, birch, jungle, acacia, and dark oak, and here's what each of them looks like standing next to each other. And that is what each one looks like. That is not a wrong mod, Misi. So to each recipe, it is, as you would imagine, it's just each block type, the block that you're trying to craft, it's just how you would in vanilla Minecraft, except now it has the different recipe types. Next is chests, and just like the bookshelves, the chests also have all the imported wood types that are in vanilla Minecraft. And you're probably asking, but Chaos, you have things like Biomes of Plenty or other mods that might add different types of different types of woods. Well, Quark doesn't support all the different types of woods. They only really support the vanilla ones and things that they've really heard of. So we have birch, dark oak, spruce, jungle, and acacia right here. I'm not going to worry about the oak one because we've all seen that a million times. And in here in the creative inventory you can see there's a ton of different blocks that are available to use, and there's just a whole slew of building blocks. There is a whole boatload of things that you can get in this mod, and I would suggest using something like just enough items to see the recipes on how to craft all these things, because there's so many, and it's a huge mod and it's really fun to use. And the next thing we have to grab is we have ropes. And how ropes work is how you would imagine. You start at the top, and you can climb up them. Break the one at the top, and they all come falling down. Yep, and if you break the supporting block, it will also fall. Next we have, and Nisi's has turned herself into a lawnmower and has gone to destroy the grass. We have next candles, and these are not necessarily like the candles from the new snapshots. You can't really put these out, and they don't, as far as I know, you can't put them on a cake. Yeah, you can't put them on a cake. Well, you can, but it's a little unorthodox. come in all the colors, and recipe right here. You have to make a candle. You need 2 tallows and a string, which makes sense because these are acting as the wax and this is the string. And all Minecraft colors, and to create the colors, you just put a die next to it and you get it. Next we have leaf carpets, which, as you can imagine, come in all the different types of leaves, all the different leaf types that are in vanilla. So each and all the leaves that the mod itself adds, along with all the vanilla leaves, will have their own leaf carpet form. Next we have some pressure plates and buttons. Yes, I know that these are in newer versions, but this is 1.12. That was not a thing till, what, 1.13, 1.14? But yes, these, as you would imagine, they're just buttons and pressure plates, but of different wood types. So all the different wood types are supported as chests, trapdoors, and will trap chests accordingly, buttons and pressure plates. We also have these iron grates, and we'll get our friend the crab to help us out here. Grates are an interesting little thing. These little grates prevent passive mobs from passing over them, and items will fall right through them. And this is a crab. Let me see, what are you doing? You're trapping the poor guy. Now you put him between a rock and a hard place. Now he can't move at all. Why are you punching the poor crab? But yeah, grates work in that fashion, and I'm no redstone engineer, so I can't really see the possibilities for this, but it's very useful for keeping animals in check. So if you have a farm or something and you need to keep them in a specific area, you can do so. And Misi is now moving the crab around against its will for reasons we don't understand. But something about the crab is if we get our good friend the jukebox, where the heck is it? We get our jukebox here, me not knowing where things are, and we get a disc here, and we place something. I don't think crabs can breathe underwater, Misi. We play some music for him. He'll start dancing because that popular meme, if you haven't heard of the popular crab brave meme, you should look it up. It's hilarious. The Quark mod harkens back to this meme in this sort of manner, by allowing the crabs to dance. Next up we have the frog. And frogs look like this. And they hop around, they have children. They breed using using spider eyes. And they sound like this when they drop frog legs, which can be cooked and a frog leg on its own will give you 1 food bar, and cooked frog legs will give you 2. And this is another thing that Quark does, is it mitigates how much hunger points will be given once you eat something. And if something is bad to eat, it'll also display that. So if you eat a raw chicken, you'll probably regret that decision. Same for rotten flesh, spider eyes, what have you. And food, things that are foods that you can eat. A golden carrot can give you 3. There's also the coarse food, which gives you 2 hunger bars. And over here in the rat section we have cheese, gives you 1.5. Assorted veggies, you get the idea. It'll display if it's a food type, how much food it'll give you, and if it is bad for you to eat, it'll display that it's a bad, you probably shouldn't eat it, but here's what it'll give you if you do decide to eat it. Ah, Macy, what are you doing? I am lagging. Lagging is fun. Yay, this is quality. This is basically, that is another thing about the Quark is, if you've been seeing, you can sort things in chests. That's right, you have the ability to sort things using these little things here. You can also sort them in your inventory. And we have item frame types. So we have item frames now have all supported Minecraft colors on their back screen. So you can just have a different colored item frame to display different colors, and the glass item frame. Now some of you who are smart people will probably figure out what this does, and if you can guess it, pause the video and give yourself, 5-10 seconds to put your response in the comment section below, and continue on the video once you've answered. But what happens is you place it in and the item frame becomes invisible. That's what it does. Simple as that. It's 1.16 before 1.16. Next up we have bark blocks and bark walls. And these come in supported all different wood types, which I believe in 1.13 we were given the bark blocks just as bark, but Quark decided to come in and give us walls, stairs, and slabs for all of these, along with all supported wood types, along with vertical and carved. So we have vertical planks, which are crafted as such. You get 3 planks and you get 3 vertical planks, and that is recipe for that. And you can do it vice versa. You just get 3 vertical planks and you get horizontal regular planks. And these carved planks, you get 4 slabs and you get 2 carved, and they look like this. It's sort of like the stripped oak logs and such, but not necessarily. Next we have some redstone stuff. So we have the chute, and how the chute works is it's not like a hopper, even though it looks like such. But if you have something up here, you put, say, a chest up here, and you put something inside it. Oh, I need a hopper. Take things out of it. The chute will always drop the item directly in the center of the block. And no, this setup will not work. It has to be air right there for it to work. You're probably wondering, well, what's this little thing right here that's connecting the items right here? This little trinket would be an item pipe. How item pipes work is that they take items and they move them around. So if I put this item here and here, it will transport these items, and they will take them. You can take these items and put them into different sort of inventory, the different tile entities, as you would expect them to. So they're like hoppers, but you can actually see what's going through them, and there's more different shapes that they can take. And what Macy's trying to do will also not work, because a hopper, because the chutes are not like hoppers. They need to have items and such put into them in order for them to work. And item pipes are the same way. You can't just, it won't just schnob items from the chest. It needs to be taken from a hopper. Next we have the redstone randomizer. And the redstone randomizer, as you might expect, will give a random output dependent on the input on this front input here. So if I put a button here, it will receive an input, give it to the right. Then it'll give it to the left, to the right, give it to the right, give it to the right, give it to the left, and it just decides to put it wherever it wants. Next is the Ender Watcher. The Ender Watcher is a fairly interesting block where if you look at it, so you have to look at it and it'll give a redstone output. So just looking at this block will give an output, which can lead to some very interesting things. I agree, it can be a little creepy, but beggars can't be choosers. Next we have the iron rod, which has the model of an end rod, but it's very different. See, if we put a block right there, and we give power to the piston, the iron rod will break the block that it's adjacent to it, that is adjacent to this spike right here. And Macy has just give us a comparison as, yes, these models are exactly alike, but the textures are different because, yes, the iron bar will break blocks that are adjacent to it if it is given power. Next we have this gravity sand, and we will be using just regular buttons for these inputs. How gravity works: power it, and it floats. Give it power again, and it falls. It floats, it falls, floats, it falls, until it just, and it can go, if you just break it like Macy just did, it'll continue going forever. Next we have the redstone inductor, which I'm pretty sure it takes, let's try from right here. Ah yes, so it takes 3 so it'll give a redstone input if it receives input from any of its other sides. So this side right here is the output, and these other 3 sides are the inputs. And yes, I definitely suggest using just enough items to get recipe informations. Next we have the obsidian pressure plate, which probably, as you can expect, will just give an output if you're standing on it. But the obsidian pressure plate is very different. Let me get a foxhound right here. So if it stands on it, it will not give an output. It will only give an output if a player stands on these. And onto the foxhound. Foxhounds spawned in the nether, and if you want to tame them, you're going to want to use coal. So using coal will tame it, and he becomes your friend. Look at how adorable he is. You have to use coal. I don't believe it'll work with charcoal, it only works with coal. And like regular, you can change the color of his collar with dye. And note this is the 1.12.2 version because that's the version that I decided to load up. The 1.16 version has a lot of different features and mechanics on how this mod works. And I didn't realize that you could dye another player's pet's collars. That's interesting information. Next we have something that is unlocked with the Quark Commodities mod. We have the tiny potato. You craft it with either a potato and a diamond or a potato and an emerald. What it does is it'll sit and it'll dance occasionally. Sometimes it'll do that. Again. So F3D, it'll just say don't talk to me or my son ever again. Again, you break it, you get the potatoes that potato. But yes, the tiny potato is directional. What it does is it dances around and it's really cute. And it's your friend. And we already went over. Also, that it also includes walls, slabs and stairs for all the vanilla stones, all the Quark stones, and all that. It just adds a whole lot of fun things to build with. You also have some iron ladders, which such. You can place ladders on the ground as such. It'll work like this. Break this, they all come tumbling down, just like the rope. Then we have the weather sensor. And the weather sensor is a different one. A bit of a different guy. It's a different fellow. The weather sensor detects weather. It detects weather. So weather, rain. And this one activated because it is raining. So it's detecting rain, it's detecting sunlight. This one detects if it's sunny weather, and this one detects if it's not sunny weather. And Missy is building herself something out of glass for whatever reason. Next we have... Well, actually, Next we have the rest of the mobs. So Missy has collected the mob eggs. A wraith. Wraiths are... Hold on. And we're back. Yeah, wraiths are ghosts, and they spawn in the nether. And they will attack you. They will drop these soul beads. And they have... Yes, next is stonelings. And stonelings will spawn with holding in various different forms, and they'll be carrying various different little items. And killing them, which is, I don't know why you'd want to kill them. And killing them will let them drop whatever they're holding. So it's like, whatever it's pretty much self-explanatory. So whatever they're... The sound is not very audible. I apologize for everyone wearing headphones. We'll be right back. And we're back. We finished clearing. Next we have pirates. And pirates will spawn, I believe, in some oceans, in like sunken oceans or something. They're pirate ships, like sunken pirate ships, and they'll spawn in those. And they act like regular skeletons. They'll drop their hats and their sword. And let's see, summon Quark, hire it, and items. Let me see, we're not ready yet. Skeleton, if the pirate doesn't have a head, it will start burning. Yes. And much like skeletons themselves, they try to locate the nearest space in which they will not be able to burn. And going into survival, if a pirate has a bow, it will use the bow. So just like a regular skeleton, it will use its bow, otherwise it is a melee attacker. Next we have the until they are attacked. Attack they are not invisible anymore. And they have the same instinct as a zombie. That's just whatever a zombie drops is what a dweller drops. Ashes are pretty much the same as skeletons, but dwellers and skeletons usually spawn lower underground. And they have the same drop rate as their like counterparts. Then we have arcane witches. And these are just villagers. They're just different villagers. They have their own traits. And they have hat. And if you kill them, they have a chance of dropping their hat. And you get to wear the hat. They'll also sell the hat as well. So if you don't want to kill it, you can just get the hat by trading. That is pretty much... Yes, their trades are very strange, but we're not going to question that because we are nice people. But other than that, that is pretty much the... Oh wait, there's a ton more things that we have here. So we have a whole slew of different things. So we have... If you break glass with just a fist, you will receive glass shards, which you can craft four together to get glass back. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, you don't always get four back, but you need four in order to craft it.